Pisces, let's delve into the astrological picture that shapes your financial horizon starting June 20, 2025. The interaction of two giant planets plays a key role in your monetary transformation: Neptune, your ruler, and Jupiter, the planet of luck and prosperity. Jupiter, like a generous benefactor, enters into a harmonious aspect with your sign, opening the gates of opportunities you may have only dreamed of. This is a time when luck is literally in the air, pushing you toward new and promising endeavors. Neptune, in turn, enhances your natural intuition and creativity. It turns on your inner compass, helping you not only to see opportunities, but also to make the right use of them. This is especially important given that Pisces often relies on feelings and inspiration. It is now that these qualities will become your powerful allies in the financial sphere. Your dreams of material prosperity are beginning to take shape, turning from vague fantasies into concrete goals. But how exactly to use this powerful impulse? What spheres of activity will become the most profitable? We will talk about this a little later, because there is another important aspect that should not be overlooked. So, Pisces, we have already found out that since June 20, 2025, the heavenly bodies are lining up in a favorable configuration that portends an improvement in your financial situation. Jupiter, the planet of luck and prosperity, is lavishing you with opportunities. But that's not all. It's important to remember your ruler, Neptune, whose influence is especially powerful during this period. Neptune is the planet of intuition, creativity, and spirituality. It sharpens your sensitivity to subtle energies, allowing you to see possibilities where others fail to notice them. And, most importantly, from June 20, 2025, this gift will be incredibly useful in financial matters. I suggest you pay attention to areas related to the arts, the water element, and spiritual practices. It may be time to invest in these areas. It could be supporting an environmental startup that purifies water, buying stock in a company that produces creative goods, or even participating in the development of a spiritual center. But how do you properly use this gift of intuition? Trust your feelings, but don't forget about rational analysis. Do not blindly rush into the maelstrom with the head, giving in to a fleeting impulse. Study the market, consult with experts, gather information, but make your final decision by listening to your inner voice. Your intuition is a kind of compass that will help you avoid risky investments and choose the most promising projects. It will tell you where the true potential lies, and where, just an illusion. Learn to hear it and trust it. What investment ideas come to your mind, dear Pisces? Share your thoughts in the comments. I will be very interested to hear about your plans and ideas. After all, the collective mind is a powerful force that can generate creative solutions. But that's not the only aspect that deserves attention in your money horoscope. There is something else that can play a key role in your financial success. So, dear Pisces, we continue our journey into the world of astrological predictions and financial outlook. And now let's take a closer look at exactly how Jupiter's planetary influences can transform your life starting June 20, 2025. As we have already mentioned, Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, will take a very favorable position in relation to your sign. During this period, Jupiter will be passing through your second house of the horoscope, the house responsible for finances, personal resources and self-esteem. This is truly a stellar time to strengthen your financial position. Imagine, it's as if the universe is opening the floodgates, sending a stream of abundance directly into your life. Your talents, skills, and abilities that you've been honing for so long will finally be more in demand than ever. It's at this time that your professional development efforts will bear tangible fruit. It is possible that you will receive tempting offers to increase your salary, opportunities to participate in new, highly profitable projects. And for some of you, this period may be marked by a radical change of job to a more promising and profitable position. Think about it. Perhaps now is the time to take a step towards your dreams, even if it requires courage and determination. The stars are on your side. Be aware of the power of Neptune, your ruler, which at this time will have a particularly strong influence on your intuition and creativity. Trust your inner voice, it will tell you how to make the most of the opportunities that come your way. As we have already mentioned, the spheres of art, water element and spiritual practices can be particularly promising areas for investment and development. However, when relying on your intuition, don't forget about rational analysis. Carefully weigh the pros and cons before making important financial decisions. But remember that luck is only part of the equation. The stars create favorable conditions, but it is your actions that will determine the final outcome. And in this context, there is another important aspect to consider to make the most of this period. Pisces, don't wait for the weather. Remember that even the most favorable astrological forecast is only a potential that requires active action on your part. Starting June 20th, 2025, when cosmic energies will begin to favor you in financial matters, fate will generously distribute opportunities. But to catch luck by the tail, you need to take initiative, especially in the professional sphere. Remember your ambitions. It's time to assert yourself in the workplace. Stop modestly sitting in the shadows, demonstrate your talents and skills. Propose new, bold ideas to the management, take responsibility for complex and responsible projects. Show that you are not just a performer, but a real leader, capable of generating valuable solutions and leading the team. Your activity and purposefulness will definitely be noticed and appreciated. If you have long dreamed of a promotion or salary increase, now is the right time to have a serious conversation with your superiors. Carefully prepare for this conversation. Make a compelling case for your value to the company. Provide concrete suggestions for improving workflow and efficiency. Do not doubt your abilities and professional qualities, speak confidently and convincingly. Remember that success loves the bold. Jupiter, passing through your second house, the house of finance, will contribute in every possible way to the realization of your most ambitious plans. But don't forget that even the most powerful planetary support requires you to make informed choices and consistent actions. Share in the comments what specific steps you plan to take at work to make the most of this favorable period. What initiatives do you want to propose? What projects are you willing to spearhead? Let's create a map of your financial success together. But not only career can be a source of unexpected enrichment. There are other astrological influences that can bring you pleasant surprises in the financial sphere. Pisces, get ready for not only spiritual revelations, but also tangible material benefits. We have already talked about the favorable transit of Jupiter and the activation of your financial sector. But that's not all. Get ready for surprises, because from June 20th, 2025, Venus and Mars come into play. This explosive yet harmonious duo, forming a special aspect, can give you a chance at unexpected good fortune. Yes, I'm talking about a chance to win the lottery. Or any other completely unexpected financial gain. It could be a valuable gift, a lucrative deal you never dreamed of, or just a happy accident that turns out to be a ringing coin. But, my dear Pisces, do not think that money will fall on your head. The universe favors those who are ready to act. Venus and Mars only create a favorable background, but it is up to you to see your chance and take advantage of it. Be attentive to the signs of fate, don't ignore the opportunities that arise, and don't be afraid to take a step toward good fortune. Remember that even the luckiest lottery ticket must be bought. It is important now more than ever to remain vigilant and not to overlook details. Fortune loves the prepared. The possibility of sudden enrichment is in the air, but only your shrewdness and willingness to act will turn it into reality. But how to properly dispose of this sudden good fortune, so that it brought not only fleeting joy, but also long-term prosperity? We will talk about this separately, because here too there are nuances that require special attention. Pisces, from June 20th, 2025, a unique corridor of opportunities opens before you, and your financial luck will largely depend on your willingness to act. The favorable positioning of the planets creates a powerful impetus to attract monetary energy into your life. This is a time when intuition, enhanced by the influence of Neptune, and luck, fueled by Jupiter, can lead you to unexpected but very profitable results. Don't miss the chance to try your luck. Buy a lottery ticket, take part in a contest you've been putting off for a long time, or perhaps risk trying your hand at a brand new project. Remember that it is courage and determination that will be your main allies on the road to financial success. The universe favors those who are ready to step out of their comfort zone and declare their ambitions. However, dear Pisces, it is important to remain vigilant and do not lose your head in the pursuit of easy money. Approach each proposal with intelligence and caution. Do not be tempted by dubious ventures that promise instant enrichment. Common sense and rational approach, that's what will help you distinguish promising opportunities from empty promises. Weigh the risks, analyze information and trust your intuition, but don't forget to check the facts. Think about what risks you are willing to take to achieve financial stability and prosperity. What spheres of activity seem to you the most attractive and promising? Share your thoughts and plans in the comments. Let's create a space for sharing experience and mutual support. After all, collective energy and common goals can multiply the effect of favorable astrological influences. But that's not all. There is another important aspect that can significantly affect your financial situation during this period. It is about the influence of Saturn, and its impact on a certain area of your life that requires special attention and responsibility. Pisces, it's time to take a look at another important aspect of your financial transformation, which we've learned will begin to gain momentum on June 20, 2025. This time we turn to the influence of Saturn, this strict but fair planet that is responsible for structure, discipline, and long-term results. Saturn occupies a very interesting position in your horoscope. It exerts its influence on your 8th house. This house is traditionally associated with other people's money, inheritance, investments and, importantly, transformation. What can this mean for you, dear Pisces, in the context of our money horoscope? There is a high probability of receiving financial support from the outside. This could manifest as an inheritance from distant relatives that you may not have even known existed. Or it could be significant financial assistance from your family, aimed at realizing your long-standing plans. However, do not forget that Saturn is a demanding planet. It does not tolerate frivolity and irresponsibility. Receiving an inheritance or a large sum of money is not only a pleasant surprise, but also a serious responsibility. Saturn strongly recommends that you exercise wisdom and foresight in managing these resources. Think carefully about how you will dispose of the funds you have received before you go on a spending spree. Invest them wisely so that they bring you a stable income in the future. Avoid impulsive purchases and dubious ventures, no matter how tempting they may seem. Remember that Saturn values long-term prospects and sustainable growth. We've already talked about the favorable influence of Jupiter and Neptune opening up new horizons and opportunities for you. But to take full advantage of these gifts of destiny, you'll need a clear plan and a disciplined approach. How exactly to build this plan to ensure financial stability and prosperity, we will talk separately. After all, without the right strategy, even the most successful moment can be missed. So, Pisces, we have found out that since June 20, 2025, the heavenly bodies are aligned in favorable configurations that promise you tangible financial growth. We've talked about the influence of Jupiter, Venus, Mars, and Saturn. But before we continue to reveal the secrets of your monetary success, let's talk about the specific steps you need to take now to make the most of this favorable period. Remember, the stars are pointing in the right direction, but it's up to you to follow the path. And the first step on this path is clear financial planning. Starting June 20, 2025, when the cosmic energies reach their peak, it is extremely important for you to have a clear plan of action. Don't let things go to plan, relying only on the luck that the heavens promise. Luck loves the prepared. Make a detailed financial plan that clearly defines your goals. What do you want to accomplish in the coming year? Close a loan, buy a new car, invest in education or real estate. Prioritize and rank your goals in order of importance. Next, do a thorough analysis of your income and expenses. Be honest with yourself. Write down all sources of income, even the smallest ones. And just the same, take into account all items of expenditure, from mandatory payments to spontaneous purchases. This will allow you to see the real picture of your financial situation and identify areas where you can optimize your expenses. After that, determine the amount you are willing to invest. It may be a small portion of your income, but the key is regularity and discipline. Consult with a financial advisor to select the most appropriate investment instruments, taking into account your goals, risks and time horizon. Do not invest all your funds in one asset, even if it seems very promising to you. Diversify your investments across different asset classes to reduce the risk of loss. And be prepared for the fact that investments can bring not only profits but also losses. The financial market is a dynamic environment and it is important to be prepared for any scenario. Remember, financial success is not an accident, but the result of long-term planning and prudent management of your resources. It is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, consistent, and don't be afraid to learn new things. And now that we've touched on the topic of financial planning, I'm curious to know, what financial goals are you setting for yourself for the coming year? Share your plans in the comments. I'll be interested to hear about your aspirations and perhaps give you some personalized recommendations. However, that's not all the stars have in store for you, dear Pisces. There is another, equally important celestial aspect that can have a significant impact on your financial well-being. Pisces, get ready for the powerful momentum that the solar eclipse will bring you. This period, beginning June 20th, 2025, will be a time of tremendous opportunity for financial breakthroughs. An eclipse in your sign is not just an astronomical event, it is a catalyst for change, a chance to rewrite the script of your life and reach unprecedented heights in finance. Now more than ever it is important to realize your power and direct it to creation. Use this unique eclipse energy to set clear financial goals. Dream big, but plan concretely. Develop a detailed action plan that will help you move step by step closer to your desired outcome. Make important decisions that you may have avoided for a long time. Do not be afraid of change, even if it seems radical. Remember that it is in times of transformation that the most brilliant opportunities are born. Believe in yourself, Pisces. Your intuition and creativity, enhanced by favorable astrological influences, will be your reliable allies on the path to financial well-being. Do not let doubts and fears bind your will. Believe in your strength and boldly go forward, towards new opportunities. The universe favors you, and with the right approach you will definitely achieve the desired success. And while you are determined and make ambitious plans, it is worth remembering that not only personal initiative and belief in yourself are the key to success. There are other equally important factors that can play a crucial role in your financial transformation. Pisces, in order to take full advantage of the favorable astrological period that will begin on June 20th, 2025, it is crucial to actively engage in the process of creating your financial well-being. This is not just passively waiting for luck, but consciously working on yourself and your attitudes. Start practicing visualization right now. Imagine pictures of prosperity. Feel in detail a prosperous person, engaged in your favorite business, which brings not only income, but also true satisfaction. It is important to cultivate confidence in your own abilities and talents. Do not let doubts and negative thoughts hinder your progress. Get rid of limiting beliefs that can hinder your financial growth. Read affirmations regularly to attract wealth and success. Attend financial literacy trainings and seminars to expand your knowledge and skills in money management. Surround yourself with successful and positive people who will inspire you to accomplish new things. Networking with those who have already achieved financial freedom will help you learn from their experiences and mentality. Remember that your thoughts shape your reality. If you sincerely believe in your success and take concrete steps to achieve it, it will definitely come. Your faith is a powerful magnet that attracts opportunities and resources. Share in the comments, how exactly do you envision your financial success? What images and feelings do you have when you think about your future prosperity? Describing your visualizations will help you anchor these images in your subconscious mind and strengthen their impact on your reality. Remember that each step aimed at improving your financial situation brings you closer to your desired goal. However, even in the period of favorable astrological influences, there are nuances that require special attention. There are periods when the stars advise you to be extra vigilant in financial matters. Pisces, we've already talked about the favorable influences of Jupiter and Neptune, the opportunities associated with Venus, Mars, Saturn, and even the solar eclipse that will open up for you after June 20th, 2025. But before we fully immerse ourselves in this period of financial upheaval, let's talk about times when the universe requires us to be especially vigilant. These are Mercury retrograde periods. Mercury, the planet responsible for communication, information and commerce, when retrograde, can create tangible obstacles in our lives, especially in financial matters. At this time the usual processes slow down, there are delays in payments, confusion in documents and misunderstandings with partners. Therefore, dear Pisces, in such periods it is extremely important to exercise increased caution and prudence. You should not hurry to make important financial decisions, be it investments, large purchases, or signing contracts. Mercury retrograde is testing us, throwing up surprises in the form of hidden conditions or missed details. Use this time to deeply analyze your financial strategies, review your budget, and identify weaknesses. This is a great opportunity to clean up your finances, get rid of anything unnecessary, and prepare for future successes. Thoroughly check all documents, reread contracts, and ask clarifying questions. Do not hesitate to seek advice from financial advisors or lawyers. It is better to be reinsured and postpone important transactions until the end of the retrograde period than to pay for your haste. The risk of fraud also increases at this time, so be especially careful about dubious offers and don't trust strangers. And remember that periods of Mercury retrograde are not a time to panic, but a time to rethink and prepare. Use it wisely, and you will be able to avoid many troubles and strengthen your financial stability. But there is one more important aspect to consider when planning your financial actions during this period. So, we have already touched upon the influence of planets and eclipses on your financial future starting June 20th, 2025. However, there are periods when even the most favorable aspects can be overshadowed by the influence of Mercury retrograde. This is a time that requires special vigilance and caution in financial matters. Remember that Mercury retrograde is not a judgment, but rather a warning. During these periods, when the planet of communications, trade and information moves, as it seems to us from Earth, in the opposite direction, the probability of mistakes, delays and misunderstandings increases. This is especially true in the monetary sphere. Risky investments are highly discouraged at this time. Even if the offer seems incredibly favorable, carefully weigh the pros and cons, consult with reliable experts, and perhaps postpone your decision until after the retrograde period. Pay special attention to documents. Before signing any contract, agreement or financial paper, make sure that all terms are clear to you and the figures match your expectations. Don't hesitate to ask questions and demand clarification if something causes you doubt. It is better to spend more time checking than to regret a hasty decision later. Remember that during Mercury retrograde periods, scammers and unscrupulous businessmen become more active. Be extremely cautious and do not trust dubious offers that promise instant enrichment. If the offer seems too good to be true, it probably is. During this period it is better to avoid large purchases, especially appliances and electronics. There is a high probability that they will turn out to be of poor quality or will break down soon. If the purchase is necessary, carefully check the goods before payment and keep all receipts and warranty cards. Don't rush into making important financial decisions. Give yourself time to think, weigh the pros and cons, and consult with reliable people. Remember that rushing into financial matters can lead to serious mistakes. During periods of Mercury retrograde, it is extremely important to be attentive to details. Clarify all unclear points, double-check information, and do not hesitate to ask questions. It is better to be reinsured and postpone important deals until the retrograde period is over. What do you usually do during Mercury retrograde periods? What precautions do you take to protect your finances? Share your experiences in the comments. Your wisdom can help other Pisces avoid mistakes and protect their savings. But that's not all you should know about the influence of celestial bodies on your financial well-being. There is another important aspect that can significantly affect your money luck.